Welcome to all of you. Today we will solve another problem in case of liquidation of a company. We need to start the 22nd question. Vijay Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 31st December 2018. The balance sheet of the company was as follows. Share capital, we have three class of share capital: preference share, 75 rupee equity share and 60 rupee equity share. So we have 5,000 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each fully paid, 2,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each 75 paid, 7,500 equity shares of rupees 100 each 60 paid. Then we have 5% mortgage debt. Then we have interest outstanding. Then we have sundry creditors, land and building, plant and mission, patent, stock, debtor, cash at bank, PL account. Liquidator is entitled to a remuneration of 4% on all assets realized except cash, and 3% on amount distributed 3% on amount distributed among unsecured creditors other than preferential creditors. Creditors include preferential creditor 37,500 and loan for rupees 1,25,000 secured by mortgage on land and building. The preference dividend were in arrears for 2 years. The assets realized as follows: land and building 3 lakh, plant and mission 5 lakh, patent 75,000, stock 1,50,000, sundry debtors 2 lakh. Liquidator expenses amounted to rupee 27,250. You are required to prepare the liquidator final statement. Vijay Limited went into voluntary liquidation on December 2018. The balance sheet of the company was as follows. We have 5,000 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each fully paid. So in our problem we have preference shares which is fully paid, and note, this is not cumulative preference share. So it is not compulsory for you to pay the dividend. Dividend ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು cumulative preference shares ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. Then 2,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each 75 paid, 7,500 equity shares of rupees 100 each 60 paid. So one is 60 rupee paid and other is 75 rupee paid. 5% mortgage debt. Then we have interest outstanding, sundry creditors. Asset side we have land and building, plant and mission, patent, stock, debtor, cash at bank. And then we have PL account. PL account given in asset side is treated as a loss. I repeat, PL account given in asset side is treated as loss. So it is fictitious asset, don't take. The liquidator is entitled to a remuneration of 4% on all assets realized except cash, and 3% on amount distributed among unsecured creditors other than preferential creditors. Creditors include preferential creditors 37,500 and loan of 1,25,000 secured by mortgage on land and building. Now let's look into adjustment more detail. The liquidator is entitled to a remuneration of 4% on all assets realized except cash. It means remuneration, commission to liquidator is calculated on assets sold. Don't calculate remuneration on cash. Living cash, calculate remuneration on remaining assets. Cash ಅನ್ನು ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಮಾರಾಟದ ಮೇಲೆ 4% ವೇತನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಂತರ ಅನ್ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ಗೆ ತಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರೋ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ 3% ವೇತನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ನ ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ living preferential creditor Calculate remuneration on unsecured creditors at 3%. Next, creditors include preferential creditor 37,500 and loan 1,25,000 secured by mortgage on land and building. Go to the balance sheet. Creditor is 3,62,500. This is called creditor 3,62,500. In this, preferential creditor is 37,500. In this loan, that's called secured creditor 1,25,000. Then unsecured creditor will be 2 lakh. Calculator ತಗೊಂಡು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಟ್ಟು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು 3,62,500. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 37,500 ಬಂದು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್, ಅದನ್ನು ತೆಗಿರಿ. 1,25,000 ಬಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್, ತೆಗಿರಿ. ಉಳಿದ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ಬಂದು ಅನ್ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅರಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ 2 years. 2 ವರ್ಷ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಟು ಬಾಕಿ. ಇದು ಕೊಡೋ ಅಂತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯುಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್. ಕ್ಯುಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋ ಅಂತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಟ್ because it is not cumulative preference share. The assets realized as follows: land and building 3 lakh, plant and machine 5 lakh, patent 75,000, stock 1,50,000, debtors we have 2 lakh. So all 5 assets are being realized, sold. Liquidator expenses amounted to rupee 27,250. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಬಂದು 27,250. You are required to prepare liquidator final statement. ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೋಡೋಣ. Receipt side cash 75,000. Remaining all assets realized: land and building 5 lakh, plant and machinery 5 lakh, patent 75,000, stock 1,50,000, debtors 2 lakh. Total 14,25,000 is a total assets realized. Payment side, we have secured creditors 1,25,000, liquidation expenses 27,250, liquidator remuneration on assets 14,25,000 into 4% we get 57,000. On unsecured creditors 2 lakh. Removing preferential creditor, removing secured creditor, you get 2 lakh. So 2 lakh into 3% we get 6,000. Total remuneration is 63,000. Debenture 2,50,000. Interest on debenture 12,500. Preferential creditors 37,500 and unsecured creditors 2 lakh. Preference share capital 5 lakh. Then final payment to equity shares 30,000, that's 2,000 into 15, and remaining equity share 2,54,250. How you get this calculation? The last final row I'll explain you in the next slide. Okay, so 30,000 and 2,54,750. How this calculation has come, I will let you know in the next slide. Now let us find out how much money is left or how much money is shortage. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ಉಳಿಕೆ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ಕೊರತೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Now go to receipt side. Cash 75,000 plus assets realized 4,25,000 minus secured creditor 1,25,000 minus liquidation expenses 27,250 minus liquidator remuneration 63,000. minus debenture 2,50,000 minus interest on debenture 12,500 minus preferential creditor 37,500 minus unsecured creditor 2 lakh minus preference share capital 5 lakh. No need to pay preference dividend because it is not cumulative. So we have 2,84,750. 2,84,750 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಳಿಕೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಇದೆ. ಈ 2,84,000 ಇಬ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಹಂಚ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ನ್ಯಾಯವಾದ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಕಾರಣ ಒಬ್ಬ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಬಂದು 75 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಬಂದು 60 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಉಳಿಕೆ ಹಣ 2,84,750 ಇಬ್ರುಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯವಾದ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. See, there are two class of equity share. One is 75 rupee paid, another is 60 rupee paid. Now you need to distribute justifiably, equally, in fair basis 2,84,750. You need to distribute to both class of equity share. How it is distributed, let us look in the next slide. See, you can look at the answer on the board. Total amount available 2,84,750. Ishtu hana nammalli ide. We have 2,84,750. Now dear students, we have 75 rupee paid and another one we have 60 rupee paid. What you do? 75 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 15 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದು. 60 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಿಂತ 75 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 15 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಬ್ರು ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಪೇ 15 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಟು 75 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್. So if you pay 15 rupee to 75 rupee equity share, then both equity share becomes equal. One equity share is 60 rupee, another equity share is 75 rupee. So pay 75 rupee first. How much you are going to pay? 15 rupee you are going to pay. So 2,000 equity shares of rupees 75 ನೀವು ಕೊಡೋದು 15 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. So 2,000 into 15 rupee, you get 30,000. You get remaining amount ಉಳಿಕೆ 2,54,750. ಇದು ಇಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಟು ಈಕ್ವಲಿ 9,500 ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಆವಾಗ ಪ್ರತಿ ಶೇರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಹಿಂತಿರುಗಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು 26 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 81 ಪೈಸಾ. We need to refund to both class of equity share 26 rupee 81 paisa. Thank you.